Before I even begin, the act of putting all of this out for this video made me realize just how unqualified, how unprepared, and how horribly this is going to go. So, without further ado, honestly, I hope y'all enjoy. Hello everyone, and happy Valentine's Day. Even though it's technically tomorrow, I post on Fridays, so happy Valentine's Day! Today, in continuing this quest in me trying things I have no business trying on my own, I decided I just don't want to bake. I want to decorate, because the decorating never really goes well. So I figured let's just dedicate an entire video to the decorating process. So here we are. This is also a completely unscripted video, which means it's going to be even more chaotic, so good luck with that. So I baked these 2 cakes this morning, and I want to make a Valentine's Day pretty aesthetic cake. I've got icing, I've got these little, they say they're edible. I wouldn't eat these. These look like stickers, honestly. These little heart things. I've got strawberries. I've got a lot of things. No sprinkles though. That's disappointing. I didn't get any sprinkles. That's on me. That's on me, guys. But regardless, I am just going to make a pretty Valentine's Day cake. And that's the extent of the preamble of the intro to the video. Hope you're sticking along for the ride. Because right now I'm going to take these cakes, and honestly, I want them to be heart-shaped, and I could have bought a heart-shaped pan, but I figured that that'd be too easy. Let's now make a heart out of this and see what happens. I mean, luckily the cake looks really good. That looks like a solid cake. So I'm very happy that looks good. So really, I think eyeballing it is probably the best way to do it. Maybe I should use a butter knife first, just to try to make the heart and what that's going to look like. Maybe there and there. I think the crests or this part of the heart is going to be the hardest part to make. But if I just kind of follow the circle, I could, ooh, that's already awful. I'm afraid to cut. So while I start with my mistakes in making the heart-shaped, I feel like I was really excited in my last Valentine's Day video. I was thinking about it, I was looking back, I was like, oh yeah, I did those pretty, actually it was the Bridgerton branded cream puffs or something. And I'm only saying it like that is because I was just, before I started filming, I was watching season 4, which I'm liking, which I am thoroughly enjoying thus far. And I was very overzealous in that video, and I was very excited talking about how much I love Valentine's Day, and I still love Valentine's Day. Do not get me wrong. Gotten to the point where, guys, look, I am a child of divorce, raised by a child of divorce. I think I made a heart. Wait, while I was in the middle, I think I made a heart? It looks awful on camera, but I kind of made a heart. I think I did it. Okay, great. Now I have to do it again. So what was I saying? Yes, child of divorce, raised by child of divorce. I believe in love. I believe in relationships. I believe in marriage. Would like to, but also, does that I feel like that is carrying a lot of weight, but I'm gonna use this as my basis for what I'm cutting down here. I firmly believe that the 2 best love stories come from my family, come from my great-grandparents, both of them on my mom's side. Those are the best love stories I've ever heard in my entire life. While I'm making this heart-shaped cake that is hopefully not falling apart as I am doing this, I want to tell you about them, because honestly, they are my favorite stories to hear, to talk about, and I want to share that. Is this a bad time to say? I didn't even look at a vision board for what I wanted this cake to look like. It purely just came to me in the middle of the night, in a dream or
nightmare.
Really, that I was I want to make it look like this, and it's going to look like this, and I'm going to use this frosting and strawberries. I don't know. Tastes good. This is what happens when I don't script a video. I want to talk about everything at once, and I can't. So I'm gonna put chocolate frosting in the middle of the 2 layers, and maybe some strawberries and stuff. And then I've got this piping bag of pink frosting that I'm gonna use to decorate. So finally, the love stories. I keep talking about them, but I actually never start the story. This is between my great-grandparents. So this is my mom's dad's parents. They are Romanian, and I don't know much about their early life. The only thing that I know for sure, because we happen to have it, is we have my great-grandmother's baptismal certificate, and it's in Romanian. Another thing that we have is their wedding certificate, which is in New York, about 1921 or so. But what we don't have is how they came over. We don't have any of the forms or any of the paperwork that they might have gotten in like Ellis Island or something that when they actually came over. Because the thing is, the story goes is that they didn't come over together originally. No. So apparently, all of this is oral tradition, guys. This is stories passed down. So this is the way my mother tells it. This is the way that she said her grandfather told it. My great-grandfather was in New York. He came over from Romania. He was living in New York. He went back for my great-grandmother. But it wasn't as simple as just going back for her. No, this is much more complicated. I'm gonna give you a quick history lesson here. So it was about 1919, 1920 or so, because the wedding certificate says they were married in 1921. You know, it was not fast to get over to Europe and back. But it wasn't just Europe. It was war-torn Europe. This is post-World War I Europe. And just a reminder, we're in Romania. Romania, which was definitely in World War I, which was lines were shifting. This was the time where boundaries were shifting and everything was that, yes, that post-Great War. So he was in New York. He went back to Romania. He went through war-torn Romania, through the Black Forest, through a thunderstorm, as the story goes, into the Kaiser Karl's palace, because my great-grandmother worked as a chambermaid, helped her escape said palace, and then got all the way back to the US, where he married her, had my grandfather and his brother, and happily ever after, right? Essentially. That's the thing I don't understand on some level. Why did he go back? I don't know how he met her. How did he meet her? She worked in a castle. She literally worked in a castle for a Kaiser. And let me tell you, this family, this side of the family, they don't joke. They don't kid. But it's not like they're making up a story for fun. No. We know that my great-grandfather was here in New York, but then we also know that my great-grandmother was not. But then she got married in 1921 and that she worked in a palace. So he, at one point, whether or not the story about the thunderstorm or the running away from the castle is true, he definitely went back to Romania for her. There's not really a reason to lie about the other things, right? And to go back in war-torn Europe, post-Great War, not even World War I, because we didn't know there was a second one yet. It would have been easy to just marry someone in New York to stay in the States, but no, he went back. Though I will say that is the extent of the love story. It's pretty damn good, honestly. Have you found someone who would traverse the oceans, traverse the land for you? I certainly haven't found that. Quite amazing, honestly. All that you had to do. Come on, because even getting into the country post a war, it's complicated. He did it twice. I think the funniest thing about the story, or at least the part that I always hear from my mom, is that apparently my great-grandmother was quite cold. It wasn't as if they were particularly affectionate or maybe outwardly in love with each other. One would think that they would be with like an amazing traversing the countries, the ocean story like that, but it didn't seem like that way at all. So I do wonder what love was like. Because it had to be love on some level. It couldn't have just been necessity. Because again, he was already in the US. And she was not even just in Romania, complicatedly so in Romania, enough to have to, leave the palace. So there had to be something there. There must gotta have been a reason. It's one of those things that you'll never know, but you'll just like constantly be thinking about. And then there were my other great-grandparents. So this was my mom's parents. Maybe not as grand or dramatic as the first love story, but I still think an amazing love story regardless. My great-grandmother had many siblings. Many siblings. Okay, one cake ended up being way smaller than the other. And I probably should have cut them. It's too late for that now. So one night, my great-grandmother's brothers were all at a club, like a dance hall, I believe that was the word. And at the dance hall, they met their future brother-in-law. His name was Sabino. So Sabino met my great-grandmother's brothers, and they became just like good friends, good pals. So there at that dance hall, Sabino ended up meeting my great-grandmother, Millie, or Carmela, but she didn't like being called Carmela, so she was Carmela Mildred, so she went by Millie. So they met at a dance hall, and they were like the best dancers. They did competitions. Well, they didn't just do competitions, they won competitions. Got married, had 2 kids. I never met my great-grandfather. He died when my mom was 13, so younger, like in his 60s or so like way on the younger side. Oh, but every story I've heard about him, oh, he adored my great-grandmother, absolutely adored her. They went out dancing, he took her on trips, he always brought flowers for her, but the funny part is that he would love to spoil her with flowers, but my grandmother always thought that too many flowers in the house made the house smell like a funeral parlor, so she'd look at the flowers, she'd enjoy the flowers, she'd put them outside. One of the funnier stories that I always remember is that she used to lie about how much she spent on something for herself, because he would get mad at her if she was just buying stuff off the clearance rack, because he wanted her to buy like nice things for herself, to really treat herself. So she'd come home and rip the tags off because she liked sale and clearance stuff too, but she needed to tell him that it was much more expensive. I've actually never used a piping bag before, or not like this. I got like tubes, like I don't know how this is gonna work. Oh, okay. This is really funny because I'm actually really overwhelmed doing this because like this does not look good. I should have done like 13 different things, but I'm not. So here we go. I'm going to like do the edges and it looks so bad. No, I can see it in the viewfinder. It does not look good. I just think what I love so much, and I ask for these stories all of the time just because I want to hear about it over and over again, is just the outright just devotion that they had. They truly, truly loved each other. And after being the child of divorce, being raised by the child of divorce, you don't see it. So I'm just hearing about it. I'm going to get on my soapbox here for a second while I'm doing this frosting, but you don't hear about devotion and adoration in modern love anymore. And I think that's just sad. Everything is just so intense and intense yet casual. I don't know. Maybe this is just the me watching Bridgerton again thing, but like, damn, being courted. I want to be courted. I want to go dance. I want maybe like the romance side. I want someone to go across the ocean for me. And you don't get that. What's the modern equivalent of that? Alright, I had way too much fun piping, so I'm trying to figure out if there's something else I can pipe, but I really don't think so, because the strawberries are just kind of like staying their ground right there. I was gonna leave it open on the sides. This doesn't look good, guys. This doesn't look good at all. This looks good. The heart thing I just did around the border, that looks good. I don't know how this turned into a therapy session about what I'm looking for in a relationship, but that's what I'm looking for in a relationship. Like romance and devotion, because that feels quite, oh, these are edible. Oh. So maybe this year I wouldn't say I'm feeling pessimistic about Valentine's Day. Maybe more realistic? It's not like I've had anyone to share it with in these last few years, and honestly, I hate to even count the times I shared it with the few people I did. It shouldn't count if you're a teenager, honestly. It shouldn't count. I will stand by that. If you were like a teenager, you don't have to count it. I don't want to count it. But I guess I'm feeling more, there are these 2 great love stories in my family, and I want my own. But I want my own. Emphasis on the I want my own, as in like I'm not going to force it, because forcing it is just That's not what it is. You know, honestly, if I'm being entirely honest, I think this cake is a perfect representation of how I'm feeling about Valentine's Day this year. I think I'm feeling indifferent, which is so sad because I love Valentine's Day. But I think what I'm realizing is what I love about Valentine's Day is like the craft stuff and the being able to create something for another person. And I think my love language is giving gifts. I put too many of these hearts on the cake. No, I put too many of these hearts on the cake. We're gonna take the ones that were too much off. But no, I've always loved Valentine's Day, but I think I've really loved the craft aspect. I think that was it. And I still love it. I love the hearts. I love the pink. Look, I mean, I'm dressed up in pink right now. But damn, give me some more modern, real love stories. Show me it's actually possible. I got 2 great ones in my family. I'd love to be a third. There we go. I think just having the 3. Oh, 3. What I just said. I want to be the 3rd. There we go. Did I accidentally manifest this for myself? It looks so much better now. Just, it needed to be simpler. I overcompensated because I want it, but I'm not forcing it. It's simple. This turned into a therapy session accidentally, which is ironic. I'm not in therapy. But I made a good cake out of it. In conclusion, I don't know, actually. I don't think this was a very well-formed, well-scripted video, because it wasn't. It was an excuse to buy frosting, cake, and I mean, I have these strawberries, but they're good. And now I'll have cake for after dinner. In conclusion, Valentine's Day is just a scheme to romanticize your partner for a day, when really you should be doing that year-round. Like, what are y'all doing? What I've really learned today is I should really have a plan before I start filming. 1. 2, decorating. I can get better at this, but should I get better at this? Up to the jury, honestly. 3, I should have cut this. I should have cut it and leveled it a bit more. 4, this is incredibly elementary. Side comment, not really a point. 5, I still love Valentine's Day. 6, if you don't want to count your teen relationships, you don't have to. 7, I'm gonna go back to watching Bridgerton now. Can I get an 8th? Oh, 8! Thank you for watching this video. I know it was a little convoluted, a little messy, and the cake definitely does not make up for literally anything that I did or said. So like and subscribe down below. I make a lot of different type of videos. I promise they're not all like this, but this is the type of spice and variety you get on this channel. Happy Valentine's Day. Go buy yourself some discounted chocolate. You deserve it, and I will see you next time. Bye.